Hey guys, it's Amy. I am back. I'm going to be doing a video on this particular stamp right here. This is using two different stamp sets. It is using Rooted in Nature, which is this stamp set. Isn't it beautiful? We're going to actually use these trees right here. And if you wanted to, for this, these are some great sentiments as well. This is the one I use mostly. It says, be strong, be happy, be you, which I think is perfect. And then we also used the Beautiful You stamp set. We're going to use the little dancing lady, which it comes out perfect. You can use the one with the umbrella, either or, it works really well. You can even use some of these sentiments, like I have a couple of them made with wishing you a brighter days to come. I have a few friends who have lost family members and, you know, they really could use a little love. I'm not showing you my face today because I've been sick with the North Carolina crud, so I look as bad as I sound. So anyway, let's get to started making this. This is going to be masking technique along with some sponging techniques that I like. This is the masking stuff that I use. It's called stamping mask paper. It comes in 12 sheets like this, and I use them, and then when I'm done with using the ones I've cut out, I keep them inside the stamp pad itself so I can use them again and again until they're like dead. As you can see, I've got my little girl here right now already ready for us to use. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to use the dancing girl, of course, and some Memento ink, and I'm going to stamp her in the middle of my cardstock. This cardstock is Whisper White 3 3/4 by 5, and I'm going to do her landscaped, and I'm just going to put her in the middle of the cardstock. No particular rhyme or reason. Stamp her up. There we go, a beautiful, pretty little girl. Give her a second to dry up. Then I'm going to mask her before we do anything else. Alright, let's see. And I'm not going to cover this here because that'll be great for the little, let's see, it's like the lines and the hills and giving you a little bit of shading. It'll be perfect to actually allow the green to go over that. So I'm just going to line her up. And pardon me if this is all a little crazy because I've not been doing YouTube videos. I teach classes at home once a month, and I've been doing those great, and I'm fixing to move, so I'm going to have to be able to give you guys some classes via the web, which is great. I just have to do a little educating of myself. Alright, so we're going to use this tree to start, and I'm going to use the ink color of Garden Green for this part. We're just going to ink up these trees, and you do a lot of first and second generation with this particular stamp. So I'm just going to start some trees right here, just big and bold, and I'm going to use second generation past that, and I'm going to do it kind of off to the side so you can see how it gets a little lighter, and we want them to go lighter and lighter and lighter. The further away they are, they're almost completely light. So as you can see, I've still got some room here, so I'm going to stamp them off and then come back in here and stamp again. So it kind of gives it that effect of going far, far away. So now I'm going to take another one, and I'm going to do full strength on this one, and I'm going to put it right here. Here we go. Take it up, and then again you just start staggering them just a little bit away, and you can get up close to the lady because you know she is covered. So she's not going to get all inked up. So see, we can even stamp right over her, and you can't really tell where she starts and where she ends. And we're going to just keep going a little bit at a time. And I think that's actually pretty good. I'm just going to leave it like that. We've got a little line here. But once I blend in some color of the sky and such, it'll look just great. Alright, we're done with that. And also, if you wanted to use this little guy to give yourself a little more extra depth, you can do him again. You could do him, let's see, let's get him some full strength. I could put him right here, and I could put another one right here, and then I could let it go off single so you get some in the background. See, there you go. Now, the fun part of this little class I'm teaching you today is going to be how to use your sponges and some ink to not get it to look that, you know how you get the scratched up look on your, well, let's just show you. Ha, that'd be the easiest way to do. Okay, we've got a sponge and we've got some balmy blue, which is what we're going to use on this. And so I'm just going to take a little ink, and if you look right here, see how that's kind of streaky and not really that pretty? We're going to show you a way to do this today without having to worry about being streaky. So I'm going to put a little bit of my balmy blue on just a clear block, and I'm going to leave it sit there like that, and I'm going to take glycerin, good old Fleet's glycerin. You can find it in the suppositories aisle, the good old glycerin, and I'm just going to use just a tiny bit over here. Just get a little of that down there, and I'm going to take my sponge. Remember this little sponge that has this ink? I'm going to dab that sponge in that glycerin, and then I'm going to pick up some ink, just like this. Okay, now you're like, okay, she's crazy. But it actually works. See how it's not so streaky? You're just going to come in and start off and kind of run it in here in those trees. Go over your dancing lady. It's going to give you lots of different blends of greens and blues and make that lady shine out and make her stand out in that sky. And I'm just going to dab her around, dab that blue around. So see, she's going to get some bright blues and then just kind of spread it in there, and it doesn't look so streaked, and I don't know, I just can't, my mind's still a little fogged. I'm into Mucinex and Tylenol, and I really don't like doing all those medications. Being a transplant patient, I have enough medications, don't need to add to it. Alright, I'm going to leave that just like that, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to add Granny Apple Green to the other side of my block. So I have a lot of greens, and then I'm going to take another sponge that's meant for my Granny Apple Green, just a little bit more of the glycerin. Alright, now I'm going to get my glycerin all on my sponge, and then I'm going to pick up some of this Granny Apple Green with it. Alright, dab off a little bit, and then I'm just going to take all of this underneath, and I'm going to blend it right in there. And you see how with it doing that, it doesn't keep it so dark in one spot, but yet it softly, it's like this side is a lot lighter. So if you wanted more colors, you could just come in, but it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't leave streaked marks and really blatant, bold highs and lows of your color. It's soft. It's such a subtle little beauty. I really like it. We're going to add a little more over here because, you know, we've got this tree background. It's got to have some color. Here we go. All right. There's that. Now we're going to put this aside so I don't have that everywhere else, you know, because I am good at that. Now, here's the magic. You ready? You ready for the magic? Now, we're not by any means done with this card. This is the magic. Now that we've done all that, I'm going to take a moment and totally peel this off. And gentle now, mind you, if that is if you want to save it. If you don't really want to save it, you don't have to worry about being so gentle. Sometimes you can save them, sometimes you can't. Just depends on how many times. Now see, look at that. Our little dancing lady is perfectly clean, and she's beautiful in the mountains. I love it. Now, you mountains, you say, yeah, that doesn't really look like mountains, but we're going to make it look just like mountains. So we're going to take some smoky slate and another sponge. And I'm literally going to take a ripped piece of cardstock that I have sitting over here. So you can see I've been using this quite a bit. So I'm going to show you before I finish this. This is one of them. She's done in Calypso Coral. And then we have another Calypso Coral over here with a different sentiment. And then I have a Coastal Cabana Dancing Lady. And then I have the red one that we've got right here with the red. And I'm going to do another red one today. So now we're going to take this sponge and we're going to give a little bit of height and dimension in those trees. You literally can put them anywhere you want. Now, I probably shouldn't have taken the lady off just yet, but I think I can sponge around not getting her. So you're just going to literally sponge off some of that gray onto here and just try to avoid your lady. Now, in retrospect, I should have left it on, but that's okay. But you see how it gives it a little bit of shading back there? And then you can come in again right here. And see, it's giving just a little bit of color. Some more down here. And you can go any which way you want with this. And just make sure you hold it in place well, because I've had that happen where I didn't do that. Yeah, it wasn't so good. There you go. I'll put another one over here, because I got this little tree that's kind of standing over here. He needs some little ground to lean on. Same with these guys back here. Let's see. Let's get them like this. And there you go. And I'm going to do one more over here. Just kind of off to the side. Let me go a little high. There we go. And one more time, get a little more of this gray in there. And there we go. Now see, we've got a little bit of hill going on, and that looks perfect. So now all you have to do is paint your beautiful dancing lady, and you are good to go. So I'm going to use cherry cobbler for the dress again, because, you know, I just love cherry cobbler. Actually, I like real red too. Red is one of my signature colors, red and pink. You know, having a heart transplant, and you need to have all that red, and yeah, just can't help myself. Now, I am not great on all of these blend markers, but they tend to blend themselves, and I think that's awesome, because I don't have to be so specific on what I'm doing. I tend with these particular designs to just color the darker spots on the lines, because that tends to be me what would be darker anyway. So you see I just did those deep little creases in her skirt, and then I'm just coloring the rest of it with my lighter shade of the cherry cobbler. Now I am trying to keep this a little bit away from the skirt, underskirt right here. Yeah, I want to make that a different color. I always have. So let's see, we're going to finish coloring this up. And then I'm going to color that hat. And I'm also going to color the under the skirt a little yellow. I just like to give it a little pop of another color. So this is the darker one. We've got some creases here. And then we're going to take this lighter one, and we're just going to come in and do her hat. Nice and bright yellow. Because, you know, it's spring. Why not? And to color her body, a lot of people use the ivory markers. I don't have those yet. I haven't gotten them. I have placed an order for all of them. But I do like using the Petal Pink or the Blushing Bride for the arms, just lightly. And some people use the New Pink as well. But see how lightly that goes, and it's just soft. You don't need a lot for her legs and her arms. You could even use the bronze. I do have the bronze, but there you go. And there she is. She looks perfect. Now you would just need to stamp a sentiment, and I have my cardstock here. I'm going to just lay it on. This is 3 3/4 by 5. And this one is, let's see, 4 by 5 1/4. You just lay it on top like this. And then this one is 8 1/2, 8 1/2 or 8 1/4, scored at 4 1/4, and then 5 1/2. And then it's going to layer just like this. And that is it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed today, and I will send one of these to anyone who leaves a comment on my block for the next few days, the first person to leave a comment, I will send them one of these cards to do with what they want. Again, thank you for joining me today. Hopefully my voice wasn't too scratchy and messed up. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.